Hey guys, this is Pete from Crunch Time Coaching. I'm a USPTA elite professional, and I have with us today
Matt Bradshaw, the newest addition to the Crunch Time Coaching family, and I'm also a tennis performance trainer certified by the International Tennis Performance Association.
And today we've got an ugly truth we want to share with you guys about getting older and playing tennis. Now this hurts to say because I love tennis, we all love tennis.
I love tennis.
But tennis is not always the best thing you could be doing for your health and fitness, Matt.
That's right. Tennis is rough on the body. But you know what? There's a flip side to that. You know, people are getting chewed up and spit out by the tennis court, the hard court specifically, but we've also got some good news about tennis.
We've got some good news. So we found a study that Matt's going to tell you about. Tell him about that study, Matt.
The British Journal for Sports Science recently did a study. They were observing over 80,000 people doing a variety of different activities to stay in good shape, good health. And what they found was tennis was the #1 activity to prevent premature death and, more specifically, cardiovascular disease.
That's right. And it beat out cycling, it beat out aerobics, and it beat out running. Matt, how do you feel about running?
I think of running as slowness training because a lot of people like to train for tennis by hopping on a treadmill for 30 minutes and just kind of jogging slow. Guess what? You're conditioning your body to move slowly. That's not good for tennis.
Right. So we got this thing to where we know we want to be on the court.
Right.
But our injuries are keeping us off the court. Actually, I just finished up a course where I'm calling so many of our students out there, Matt, and they're complaining that, you know, I'm going to watch your course. I'm excited about it, but I'm hurt right now. So when I get back on the court, I'm going to be excited to go and do everything.
Right.
But they're hurt. So Matt has been able to crack the code for you guys.
That's right. He's not talking about the Da Vinci Code. He's
No.
talking about the staying out on the tennis court code. You know, that British Journal study showed that you're 56% less likely to die from cardiovascular disease if you're playing tennis. Well, I want to keep playing tennis and enjoy that benefit. And the way to do it is training tennis specific. Me and Pete both agree that if you go to your average gym and you find a physical trainer there, whoever's watching this video, you play tennis, you could probably beat the average physical trainer 6-0, 6-0.
They don't know anything about tennis.
And they don't know anything about training for tennis. That's why I've developed No Pains, Big Gains.
Yeah.
Because I believe if you're not experiencing pain on the tennis court, you can have big gains, major improvements in your game. Think about how many times have you had to cut a practice short because your knee started hurting or because your elbow started hurting. People are banged up on there, and I want to condition you so you're not experiencing that pain and just focusing on enjoying tennis and getting better at tennis.
That's right. And today we've got a preview for you of what we're going to kind of be seeing inside the No Pains Big Gains course.
Right.
And we specifically like this one because we know that after the holidays, people maybe have not been eating the best, working out the way they should, and they're excited to, you know, burn some calories and some fat. And two ways you can do that is by building up your muscles and getting your heart rate pumping. So, Matt, tell them about the workout you've developed today.
I've designed this whole program for tennis players who are 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond because I believe you guys can get in the best shape of your life still at any age. So I came up with a thing called a light workout. We're going to show you a little example of it today in a minute here. And what the light workout stands for is that's low impact, high intensity training because tennis calls for a lot of high intensity and it's high impact on the tennis court. So with our training, we're going to try to reduce that impact but still keep the intensity up. We're going to do a lot of strength training, a lot of cardio training because I like to think of tennis as a series of explosions. Every stroke, every forehand, it's like a little explosion to get that pop on the ball. So let's go out there and try one of these light workouts and you can see what we're talking about. And also, Pete's going to tell you about something you don't want to miss at the end of the video.
Don't leave after we do the workout because we've got a big announcement that you want to pay attention to because you're going to be excited about it.
I guarantee the excitement.
Matt guarantees it. All right, let's go out and hit the workout.
Let's do it. All right, guys, we've moved outside for the workout. So we got Pete outfitted here with an iWatch so we can track his heart rate during the workout.
Bam.
Like I said, this is going to be low impact but high intensity. We want to get his heart rate up to get some real cardio in while we're training some tennis-specific muscle groups. So Pete, we've got some cones set up back here, as you can see. And we've got the white cones in the front. So Pete's going to get in a slightly wider shoulder width, an athletic position, so he can load back and explode. That's our first exercise today. We got 5 for you. So he's going to be going into a forehand and a backhand stance when he loads up and explodes back out of the split step. All right.
You ready for me to go?
So yeah, let's show them how we're gonna do it, Pete. But first, we're gonna start with no weight, nothing. You can do this. You don't need the cones. This is just to help you see what we're doing. So right now, Pete's working on a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of muscles are working during this. He's working on the calf muscles, the gastrocnemius, the soleus, his hip rotators, his gluteals. All kinds of muscles happen in the swing.
And I'm getting my cardio up.
He's getting his cardio up. So real important, you might think you use all these muscles when you play tennis, but how often maybe you get a little nervous and start arming the ball, start pushing the ball a little bit. So it's really important to get a lot of reps where you're actually using all the muscles and using that kinetic chain to load up and rotate through the ball. So let's add some weight now. If you really want to train those muscles, a great way is to put some weight in the equation. So first I'm just gonna give Pete a racket. He can practice the swing, and he's got a little bit of weight. And like I said, he's using all those muscle groups to get the full kinetic chain power. All right. Woo! Let's try a medicine ball. How does that feel?
I feel like I'm working hard, Matt. I feel like I'm earning my lunch today.
Good. All right. So let's say you don't have a medicine ball. Let's use a dumbbell. You can easily use a dumbbell. Put 2 hands on it. And 2 more.
All right.
All right, awesome.
What's next?
We got our next exercise now. Like I said, we're not going to take very long breaks in between. Take it if you need it, if you're working out with us. Maybe 30 seconds is great to train your body, because about how much time do you spend in between points? It's supposed to be 25 seconds, but let's call it 30. All right, so next thing we got are Hewitts. We call these Hewitts. And what we're going to be working on in this one, ready?
Yeah.
Show them, Pete.
We're doing 2 and 2.
So this is a core exercise and a shoulder exercise. 2 super important muscle groups for the tennis player.
Ooh, it's a tough one.
Yeah. And Pete is going to go for 12 reps. And of course, 1 rep is not one side, both sides. Left arm, right arm would be a rep. All right, a
1,
couple more.
2, 1, and 2.
All right, awesome.
Oh boy.
Let's check the heart rate. Let's get a little data. Okay. No, 142. That's pretty good.
142, all right.
All right, got you at 142, and he's out of breath.
All right, cool. Now what am I doing?
Now we're gonna move on to our next exercise. Take your 30-second break. And our next tennis-specific exercise, power skaters.
All right, so first, no weights, just going back and forth. This is really helping your explosive first move to the ball and your recovery. You'll find that a lot of athletes will do this exact exercise. And then, if you're feeling good about yourself, you can also get some weight. So Matt, if you want to get me that bag so I can be dying, I'll put that on. All right. Again,
This is a great trick. Everybody's got a tennis bag.
You know, just load it up with some weights. I mean, weights could just be clothes and
Yeah, whatever you put in your
rackets.
tennis bag is probably going to get the job done. If you got 3 rackets in there, that'll do it.
So just back and forth.
Awesome.
Definitely think makes things more challenging. Does make it a little higher impact. I feel it more on my hips and in my legs. I feel the burn, but it's completely optional.
Yeah, once again, the calf muscles, the quads, the hamstrings, the hips, the glutes, all getting a workout right there.
All right.
Check the heart rate monitor now. It's calculating. 155. All right, we keep moving up. We keep moving the heart rate up. This is good. Okay, so we just finished skaters. We like to go power, cardio, so we're back to power. We're gonna do a push-up, which is awesome for the shoulder. If you don't have any weights,
and you just want to work out at home real quick, the most effective way to work on your shoulder and be able to stabilize on all those serves you have to hit is to do some push-ups. And we're adding a little wrinkle. We're doing kind of a side plank here, and Pete likes to call it kiss the crowd because he's kissing up, waving to his adoring fans in the sky.
I just won Wimbledon.
In his dreams.
Thank you, everybody.
There you go. Now, one of the things you can do to put even more focus on the shoulder is Pete, kind of move your feet up a little and get your butt up more in the air. And we can, now we can isolate the shoulder. You feel it a little bit more in your shoulder? Yeah, he feels it. All right. All right, and I like to do 12. I like the rule of 12. I think 12 is the perfect number for a tennis player because you want more reps, less weight, more explosiveness. Every muscle in your body. You want to be like Novak Djokovic. Just a walking muscle.
All right, what's next?
Next, we're gonna go into the bicycle.
Yes.
Since he was already on the ground. And this is our final workout today, this final exercise, and this one's great. We were going power cardio. Now we're going power and cardio, right? This is the ultimate for cardio and for low impact because he can turn it up to 11, right? Turn the speed up, Pete. Just aggressively go after it. Now he's pretty tired. His heart rate is pretty high. I think he's done. But you take this at your own pace, take breaks in between as you need to, and these exercises are awesome. It's the only way we're going to be able to get that heart rate up, work on these tennis-specific muscle groups, but not be tearing ourselves up.
I am tired.
Like you would on a...
I am tired inside of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think it's time we go back inside.
I think you've kept your heart rate around 140, 150 for the whole...
definitely.
That's excellent cardio. And the longer you can keep this up, if you could do this for 20, 30 minutes, it's an excellent workout for a tennis player.
Way more effective than being on the treadmill.
Way
and more exciting.
Much more exciting.
So don't leave the video yet because we've got a big surprise at the end. Don't be one of those people thinking, oh, that's it for the video. It's not it. We got a big surprise.
Very big surprise.
So stick around. We'll be back to wrap up.
All right.
Woo! That's a good workout, man.
That was awesome. We got a lot done in a relatively short amount of time.
A lot done. So we're glad you stuck around because we got a big announcement. We like to open up the conversation now.
That's right. The forum is open.
And we want to reward you for that. So this is the first of 3 videos you're going to watch. If you comment on all 3 videos, you're going to be entered into a raffle to win one of them cool Fitbits.
That's right. And the one with the heart rate monitor, not the cheap one, not the one you get out of a box of cereal.
Yeah. So today's question is, what's your #1 fitness challenge?
All right.
Yeah.
The #1 obstacle holding you back from your goals.
Right. What's holding you back?
What is it?
You comment below.
Tell us about it.
We want to know. We're going to be reading every comment. We're going to be answering every question you guys have. And we're also going to be back in a couple of days for video #2 that you're not going to want to miss because we're going to show you a routine to crush the 3 injuries that are most common to tennis players.
Right.
So it's an injury crushing routine, 3 exercises that we're going to show them, Matt.
That's right. The program's all about crushing those common tennis injuries. And we're going to give you a taste of it in a couple days. So watch your inbox. We're going to be coming back real soon, and we're very excited to do so.